Hey everybody, my name's Brianna Sorensen and I am joined today by former Navy football captain and now captain in the
Oh
Navy,
my gosh.
Gervy Alota, who is right now in San Diego. How are you doing today?
Oh, Bri, I'm great. Thank you for asking. First of all, good morning. Let me just say that I'm a huge fan of you. I love the
Thank
excitement and
you.
energy that you bring to Navy football. And we need someone like you to share our brand.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate it. I'm a huge fan of you. So let's talk a little bit about you were just named the captain of your third ship, which is amazing. Congratulations. So, what does that accomplishment mean to you?
well, I pitch myself every day, knowing that how can a dumb jock like myself, who graduated in the top 85% of my class, uh, get not one, not two, but three ships? I tell you, I surround myself with just amazing teammates. I know that my success thus far is the large parts of my family support and the hard work of every sailor that I've had the privilege to lead. It's super humbling, and I don't take the fact that it's my absolute responsibility and safety and well-being of the entire crew very lightly.
Yeah, for people who don't know, what are the responsibilities of a captain of a ship?
In a nutshell, the captain is ultimately responsible for the safe navigation of the ship, the performance of the engineering plant, accurate firing of your weapon systems, feeding and caring for all the sailors, and overall morale of the ship. I guess in football terms, I'm the head coach, the equipment manager, the team trainer, the recruiting coordinator, the get back coach, and if in battle, I'm QB1, calling the shots, leading the team to victory.
Wow, that's amazing that you're able to do that for now three ships. Now, let's
Yeah.
talk a little bit about your experience at the Naval Academy. First, why did you choose to come to the Naval Academy?
Well, it's a long story. I think don't get mad at me, brotherhood. But I originally my lifelong goal was to play football at Notre Dame. That's all I ever wanted to do. Unfortunately, my 140-pound frame and body didn't attract Notre Dame scouts. But fortunately for me, my high school teammate, his name was LeBron Butts, was heavily recruited by Navy, and because they loved him so much, they came and watched a few of our games. And I was able to catch the eye, or I was able to, catch the eye of Coach Mike Drake, bless his soul. But when Coach Drake saw me in person, he wasn't quite sure I was going to cut the mustard because of my size. But LeBron said he'd go to Navy if they took me along for the ride. So fast forward, my freshman year, there I was looking at Touchdown Jesus in South Bend, Indiana, starting free safety, playing at Notre Dame. But it wasn't for Notre Dame, obviously. But I accomplished my lifelong goal, and I played for an even better team, good old USNA.
Oh, yeah. So it all worked out in the end.
It
Now,
sure did.
you were also captain of the football team in 1997. So, what was it like overall to be a part of the Brotherhood?
To be a part of the Brotherhood, it's special. No one truly understands unless you've actually been in the shoes. It's a grueling task. I remember fourth quarters with Phil Emery, aka Satan, morning lifts, studying film at lunch, treatment, long practices, very little time for homework, sleep, and then rinse and repeat. It was a grind, but super rewarding, and it
Now,
was all worth it. It
oh,
was all worth it when you play in front of 60,000 fans wearing
oh,
the navy
yeah.
blue and gold, and then when the time expires, you find yourself singing second. So just so
Mhm.
many life lessons that I've taken with me to the fleet.
Yeah. Tell me how those life lessons influenced you out in the fleet and in the workforce after graduation.
Oh, it's influenced me in every way possible. I carry with me life lessons for football that I use on my ship every day. When I took over the Mertha for just 4 days ago, my goal was to win the locker room first. I taught the chiefs, the first class, the E5 and below, and then the rest of the wardroom, just to establish our culture, our identity. I talk about competing and refusing to lose. I talk about setting goals, being absolutely relentless towards achieving those goals, excellence in everything you do, attitude. Attitude. I'm a big attitude guy, and that's really because of my experiences through football. And then, just kind of it's all a team effort. There's no way I'd be here today without the help of everyone around me, and all those things I learned from football. Ultimately, I learned, through football that life and leadership is all about people. It's about appreciating, uplifting, and celebrating each other.
Now, I have to know what is one of your favorite Navy football memories?
No. So I have plenty. I remember my first start as a freshman. I remember switching to the triple my sophomore year and watching Chris McCoy gash SMU rushing for almost 300 yards. I remember another one of my classmates, Rashad Smith, and his pick six against Georgia Tech to be bowl eligible my junior year. But my absolute favorite memory was my senior year when we smashed Army 39-7 after 5 straight years of losing to those dudes. So a lot of great memories all through my 4 years, and to include naps. But, fond memories that I take with me wherever I go.
Now, upon graduation, what did you then service select? And then where all did that take you after graduation to get you to San Diego now?
So I service selected SWO. And like I told you, I was 85% of my class, so I was going to pick very low. But I had the opportunity. I was asked to be a graduate assistant for Coach Weatherby. And so I stayed behind, and I was a graduate assistant. So I went to school, I coached. And let me tell you, I have so much respect for college coaches because that was probably one of the hardest jobs I ever did. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was the bagel guy, so I got all the coaches' bagels in the morning. And they're very particular about the bagels. I know Coach Niamat, he loves bagels. So I remember that was just, every day I had to set the tone of the meetings, right? I mean, they were meeting at 5, so they had to have their bagels. And then we just broke down film, and it was just endless. Even after practice, we were still breaking down practice film. So I just a huge appreciation for what the coaches do on a daily basis. So after I GA'd, I didn't service select, or I wasn't able to pick my ship. I didn't select my ship because I was TA'ing for about a year. So I said anything in San Diego. And sure enough, they gave me a ship in San Diego. I'm from San Diego. I'm a local boy from Southeast San Diego, from the streets, from Morse High School. So they gave me the opportunity to come back home. And to be honest, I've been stationed in San Diego my entire career. So I've loved it. I had one tour away from San Diego, and I had the opportunity to work in DC at the Pentagon under a great man. He was a vice dean at the time, Admiral Moran, who was a huge Navy football supporter. But I've been blessed to be able to stay in San Diego, to raise my kids here, be in one home. And, one of the great things about being in the Navy and being a SWO is there's not too many places you can get stationed. And wherever you get stationed, it's going to be along water, So, I've been blessed to be able to stay in San Diego.
Now I have to know, from getting bagels for the football team, would you ever have thought that you would be at this time, a captain of 3 ships by now?
Oh, absolutely not. It was always my dream to be just a positive influence in young people's lives. I just wanted to coach. I wanted to teach. And one of the reasons why I chose SWO initially was because it was the fastest way out of the Navy to get back into the civilian sector, to do the things that I wanted to do, which was to teach and to coach, be a positive influence in young people's lives. But after my first couple of years in the Navy, I realized everything that I wanted to do, I'm doing it now. I'm able to influence young sailors. They're 18, 19, young, impressionable, guys and gals, and they're young. And, just having the opportunity to shape their lives and be a positive influence in their lives, I was like, man, this is exactly what I wanted to do. So I went from wanting to get out after 5 years to 23, 24 years later, commanding a huge ship, a huge warship.
That's amazing. Now also tell me about, you really, Navy runs in your blood, and also your wife and daughter's connection to the Naval Academy. Tell me a little bit about that.
So the Navy runs deep in my blood, like you said. My dad's a retired chief. My wife's father is a retired senior chief. And interestingly enough, our dads were stationed together on the same ship in Guam before we were born.
Wow.
And they remained friends. Both families, we all moved to San Diego around the same time, different parts. She was South San Diego, I was Southeast San Diego, and I never met her. So when I completed my plebe year, my dad calls me and says, hey, the daughter of one of my shipmates got accepted, and I want you to look after her. So being the good son that I am, I took really good care of her. And so I graduated in 1998. My wife graduated in 99. And together we created a little midshipman who is now a second class. And she's over there, taking summer school classes, linear algebra. I have no idea even how to spell that, but she has a test this morning. And we have a rising junior in high school who also wants to go to Navy and hopefully play football if given the opportunity.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to us today. And thank you so much for being just that positive leader out in the fleet. So we appreciate that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And, everyone does this little plug about, follow me and that.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
So I just started an Instagram page and I'm loving it. Right. So I was walking to the ship one day and one of my sailors said, "Hey, sir, you got the gram?" I said, "The what? What is that?" So he shared with me, it was the Instagram. And so I started my own Instagram page. It's like the official USS or CO USS John P. Murtha account. So I just try to put in the daily, and I kind of got that inspiration from the Daunt Daily, where he gets to reach, all the midshipmen. So that's what I'm trying to do. And if you guys want to see all the great things that we're doing on the John P. Murtha, follow me on Instagram, CO USS John P. Murtha, and let me inspire you for the day.
Oh, yeah. We are ready to be inspired. We'll give you that follow. Thank you so much.
Hey, thank you, Bree. I appreciate it.